Hello folks, welcome to Monday Night Telling Tales. You are back with us again for some more Warhammer 4th edition fantasy roleplay tonight. But before we get into said roleplay, let me do a bit of an intro to us at Telling Tales, just for those who... you probably... I guess some people might randomly join at episode 10 of... Pretty odd though. But anyway, just as all the stuff you need to know about, we're Telling Tales. We do atmospheric, dark, fantasy, sci-fi, all sorts of cool roleplay stuff. Go check it out. We stream for you, not stream. It's a very unique new medium we use on Twitch, and we also do that on YouTube. Well, we actually put the videos afterwards on YouTube. And yeah, so we stream on Mondays. This is obviously going on right now on Monday evening, 8 p.m. The other Mondays are currently We Dinner Led, which is being run by Jack, which is a lot of fun. Come check that out. Matt is back running Simbaroom. I believe the new Simbaroom series starts this Wednesday, which is very exciting. So come check that out. Gosh, that's been going so long now. We're really excited to get back into the new arc called something cool, which I can't remember. Someone probably tell me in chat. Yeah, good job. So come enjoy that. That's every Wednesday from now on for probably quite a while. There'll also be a one shot on at some point in future. The final live Wicked ones should hopefully be this Thursday. We've been having the following Thursday. We've been having a bit of trouble scheduling it, and then we'll go into recording. We're thinking of for that, and we are going to be doing a one shot at some point. Apparently, the new Simbaroom is called The Dark Star, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, come check that out. All of our links to everything else is below. So, if you want to see our social media, links to all of things like our Patreon, thank you very much to our supporters, and to our lovely Discord. We have lots of folks chatting away about roleplay and other things in there. So, if you're curious about keeping on top of other communications from us, check that out. So, Warhammer Fantasy. We're in a bit of a combat-y scene, if you've been seeing what's going on. So the typical gore, horribleness, possibly death, manky stuff, fighting stuff. We're going to be going on. It's Warhammer. It's very war-y and hammery. But to give us a bit of background / intro / recap, that's the word, I've done the intro, on what stuff has been going on. Let's bring on Jonny. Hey, Jonny. So, how was this combat? Well, why don't you tell us kind of why we're here, first of all? What's been going... We'll get to that. What's been going on in said combat? Sorry, what's been going to lead up to said combat, I should say.
So everybody, for one reason or another, has found themselves in the town of Weisbruck.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was two funeral on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of weirdness. Then at one of the funerals, there was poison. There was grave robbing.
Mm-hmm.
There was one of the funeral recipients ended up not being quite as dead as everybody thought they were. They had been dead, and now they weren't as dead anymore.
Yeah.
So we've ended up tracking what's been going on, and as a result, have ended up at this sort of barn right outside of town, with Kruger's sort of what would I call him? Like patron almost, Gustav Weil. And we then picked up a young man by the name of Sebastian, who was also sort of scoping out this barn, and who was the Duchess. Was she a Duchess?
Yeah, I think she's
the other funeral person.
Yeah, the first in ranks. He was a member of their family.
Yes.
Probably a great grandnephew or something.
So he also thought that something weird was going on at this barn. Throughout all of this, Boniface has been nowhere to be seen. Then we... not throughout all of it, since the funeral, basically. after which he went off. And so we went in and were faced with this scene with Boniface and some cultists and some little blue creatures who seem to be bringing themselves into existence by constantly muttering some spell. We had a bit of a fight, and then Boniface's mate Ferdinand, I don't want to say best friend, but maybe best friend,
That's devastating,
became some kind of spawn of Nurgle, maybe.
Sorry, Justin, it's now canon. He was your best friend.
Following a very grotesque description from Sam, which you should listen back to, like I did earlier. So we proceeded on in this combat, and as a result of this, the blue demony creatures were dispatched. Boniface and Henrik, I think, with the final blows on each of those. Sebastian nearly got wiped out, I think, by the spawn, is now kind of trying to get out of there. Gustav Weil got his ears filled with some kind of magical wax thing. And the bit that everybody is desperate to hear, Okri took a mighty pummeling, and then got up and went again and took a second pummeling and is now on 0 hit points.
Yeah. So Okri's basically, it's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
And that was where we finished the session, basically, with me on the floor having been battered down by this creature.
And speaking of Okri, why don't you give us an introduction to Okri, who may be a little more bloody than the art that is about to come up.
Okri was a good dwarf. No, Okri still is a good dwarf. He is tall and friendly for a dwarf. He has set up. Finally, he's graduated as a some kind of artisan in his craft and set up a smithy in Weisbrook, of which Boniface is an investor. Things with the smithy are going potentially slightly better than things with the combat, but not much. And I think Okri is probably looking forward to just getting back there and hanging out with Turg, his giant friend, ogre friend, sorry.
Ogre, indeed.
Who helps out if he makes it out.
Oh, it's quite sweet to think Okri's on deathbed here, just thinking of Turg.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just read as well. I mean, we'll get to it when we get to the scene, but I just wanted to double check. If you lose all your wounds, you collected injuries overwhelm you. You gain the prone condition. Until you heal at least one wound, you cannot lose the prone condition. So you are permanently prone until you lose.
And worth noting that I am also fatigued, which we looked up is a -10 to every test that I want to take while I am fatigued.
So fun times for Okri.
Yeah.
Cool. Okie dokie. And I think next on was Justin. Yes, let's bring on Justin. Hey, Justin. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I am professional. Oh, yeah. Boniface, wizard child / teenager. So, like, think a better version of Harry Potter. Is on a break from wizard school, and it's like a kind of summer break where they kind of blow off a lot of steam doing wizard business. Ran into the gang and then got involved in some kind of cultist ceremony type thing.
There's a lot of steam being blown off of this place.
Yeah, like it's like a pressure cooker. That's how much steam is being blown off. So but I was not super down with the whole summoning chaos cult stuff, and so interfered with that thing. but this doesn't seem to have won me any friends among the cultists.
Mm-hmm.
Which, will my reputation at school ever recover?
We'll find out in the next session. It's pretty cool saving the world, though, right? Not that anyone knows.
I don't think I really like. In what world has Boniface saved the world? The worst is it's going to be slightly less apocalyptic in the very, very imminent future. But if I hadn't managed to do this, compared to if I had, in 20 years' time, we'd be in exactly the same situation. So kind of like climate change.
Yeah. Why don't we bring up climate change when we're playing this game?
I don't know, metaphors about what about a collapsing solar society.
Okay, I'm bringing on John. John.
Hello.
Hey, John.
I'm here to talk to you today about climate change.
No. No, you're here to talk to me about Henrik. Talk to me about Henrik, John.
Fine. Henrik is... I was going to try and work it back into climate change, but I can't think that fast.
Stop.
Henrik is a rat catcher / investigator, sort of like a rat investigator, who's found his calling in investigating strange rat-like creatures that may or may not be behind world politics, massive changes to the environment and ecosphere, and possibly gradually rising world temperatures.
Yeah, that definitely links to the investigator rat catcher career. I can see this.
Yep. Hey, those warp bombs are not good for the environment.
Bringing down the moon, bad for the environment. What the rats
very
want to
bad.
do. Yeah.
But for now, he is currently in a cave fighting some chaos demons with his ever faithful canine companion Rinda.
Lovely. Ever faithful and very happy to munch cultists, we found out last session. Although fairly ineffectually. Certainly not happy for the cultists. Finally, let's bring on Steve, who plays Kruger, and will not mention climate change at all. Hey, Steve.
Hello. I haven't got anything queued up for that.
Good. That's what I want to hear. Kruger. Right. Let's stay on the Kruger
Next week, full thesis. That's fine. No, not next week. Anyway, right. Yes, Kruger. Kruger is a soldier, trying to be a bodyguard to Gustav Weil, who is throwing himself into all sorts of really dangerous situations.
How do you protect against demonic earwax, Kruger?
I've no idea. It's you can't really hit it, can you?
Yeah, true.
So things are not going particularly well at the moment. This is an out of control situation. Kruger's kind of upset that. Well, Sebastian's still alive. Kruger did have a worry last week that somebody else was going to die in Kruger's presence, and he might start getting a bit of a reputation. So,
but that hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened yet.
Got to be hopeful, Steve.
So yeah, there we go.
Perfect. Thank you very much, folks. So first of all, I want to note that we are returning fortune this session, so everyone's fortune is refilled, which is effectively the reroll thing, which I remember correctly. Boniface has about 5 million of.
Ocri has 1.
Ocri has 1 of, and sadly, the resilience and resolve points do not come back. The way you get back, I'm trying to remember which one of those is the small one.
There's fate, fortune, resilience, and resolve, isn't it?
Resilience is the small one. Resolve is the big one. Yeah, that's right. So resilience, to get that back, I think you just have to do anything mildly heroic. Basically, to get resolve back, you have to do a truly honorable, incredible act of great.
So resolve is motivation.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's your motivation.
Resilience
is heroic. Yeah, that's what the motivation exists for, which is next to that in the slot, isn't it? What's your motivation, Ocri?
I didn't have one noted.
Oh yeah, we had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Can't reason anything.
Also worth noting that I spent my fate point, my 1 fate point last round, to avoid a critical wound, and then
Maybe if you were a bit more
So only-
motivated, Johnny, Ockery's business would be doing a bit better.
Oh gosh, fate points are like the hardest to get back on correctly. We'll get to that.
yeah, it'll be all right.
All good.
So
I mean,
fate points are the extreme heroism.
yeah, that's the way around. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. On that note, I wanted to say, as I was out of it last week, and there are a few rules that were a little bit missed. Hopefully, we'll have a bit of a better time this week. I have read through things quite thoroughly, although to be fair, there's still stuff that is missed, like the stupid fate and fortune. But we'll do better, I'm sure. And I think that is more or less us straight into where we were, which was in the middle of combat. Was there an initiative order available, John? That would be perfect. You bring that back up, and I will describe the scene once again, kind of from there. We just had the spawn's turn, if I remember correctly, because it had just attacked Ockery once again, so it's going to be Kruger's to go in a minute. But basically, the scene is you're all in this cave, still lit by flickering kind of blue lights that don't seem to be coming from anywhere in particular, but the light of the cave is fairly well lit. It's quite a tall, open space with the entranceway kind of behind where you all are. Other than yourselves, there's only one cultist who's slowly crawling out backwards away from you, trying out this cave. The creature, the spawn, is in the middle of where this circle was, where there's lots of, I should say, the circle is basically made up of 9 individuals who were, well, in some way being used by these cultists in some sort of horrific ritual. There were 9, now there's 8, because one of them, the previous mentioned Ferdinand, who may be Boniface's best friend, has turned into this horrific abomination. So they make up the wide circle around you. The creature is in the middle of the circle, more or less, with a heavily wounded Ockery now on his back, and Kruger facing it down in melee. And we have Henrik, if you're facing it that way with the entrance behind you, Henrik to the left. I think Boniface to the right, along with, what's his name? Gustav Weil. A bit away from the creature. Sebastian is also running away. He's had enough of this. So actually, we can probably remove him from the initiative because I don't think he's going to be playing into it anymore.
He was also told to.
Yeah, he was told to. Yeah, to his credit, he tried to hit the thing. It went badly. He got badly hit back. He decided to run away. I'll leave the cultist on there just in case because they're crawling away, so they might not get away that quick. But anyway, that's the scene. Kruger, I'm guessing maybe hit it.
You've clearly studied strategy here. So, right, what's the John? The advantage situation? That's the other thing.
I
that we need to...
have 4 versus 1.
I have 4
versus 1.
Perfect. I'm going to write 1 versus 4 because it's my advantage versus yours. That makes sense. There we go.
Do what you like.
Yeah, then I know which way around is which.
So Ockery's just been knocked to the floor again. It's not looking good. Was I right? Can I charge towards? Do I have enough distance to do that, or is that am I just in melee range already? I can't remember.
I could see it being plausible. You kind of are in melee range, but I could see it being plausible. It's kind of thrown Ockery off his feet, and this thing is so chaotic and moving around that it probably can move a distance from you. I'm going to roll a dice to see if it has, just for fun, because that seems plausible. I like that. Yeah, it's moved away enough that you can get a heroic charge effectively kind of into its back as it's turned away from you.
Cool.
Which will give you +1 to your +1 advantage for that, isn't it?
Kind of. Well, so with the new advantage rolls, I was just looking that up.
The charge
rather than giving advantage, it gives you a +10 bonus.
That's what it is. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, still getting used to merging these 2 roll sets. So yes, Kruger will sort of yell and charge at the horrific monstrosity, and we have 4 points.
And it only has 1, so it's not going to be able to spend anything on that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to spend advantage just yet, although I am eyeing that free action, which is 4 points, but we'll see.
Could you spend that after your attack? Because after your attack's kind of the end of your go.
Well, it's a free action. It's defined as a free action.
Yeah, I suppose there's no, it's not like I'd be like, your turn is done. You can't. If you could spend something to get a free action. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It doesn't state that advantage has to be spent before you act or anything.
So I will be using 200 melee weapon skill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually now then. In terms of what I need to hit this, because I think we got some. We were confused by size and.
We were, yes. So it's you only get a bonus to hit if you're shooting in ranged. Otherwise, your to hit is flat. So you're just
but it's not. But it's not. We don't have any negatives. The only negatives we have against this is being hit by it.
Being hit by it, and that's only if you use your weapon strength to defend. You can dodge flat.
Okay, so my melee 200 is usually 60 with a +10 from the charge.
Very good.
I'll be 70. I roll a 20.
Okay, so that is how many success levels for you?
5 success levels for me.
It has 2 success levels, so you get 3 over it.
Now then, my weapon is damaging, which is. Did I leave that on the screen, or did I?
That means you can flip for your damage. Doesn't
I can get my damage from the unit's dice, I believe, and I rolled a 20.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, which is good. So I
damaging is one of those weird ones that is like doesn't seem to do very much about 60% of the time, but sometimes is really useful.
Yeah, it is. If you remember it. 10 plus strength bonus, which mine is 3, I believe. Plus 5, 18.
Oof.
18 damage.
Very nice. Okay, so 18. Oh, it's close. It's close. Let me just have a look at the thing.
So do we then gain an advantage because you got a successful hit?
Yes, there will definitely be an advantage gained here, yes. You completely slice off one of the giant, horrific, flailing arms, which flops to the floor, and just all sorts of horrific stuff comes out of it. The beast kind of staggers slightly over and whips around towards you, but it is still coming.
Do people
very, very close?
Do people have? Would people mind if I spent 4 advantage on trying to hit it again?
Go for it.
I feel like
Ocri wants to turn. Ocri's like, no, don't. It's mine.
Ocri lying down.
Okay, I'll spend 4 advantage and roll to hit again. This time under 60. Okay, that's 93. I'm re-rolling that using a point of fortune.
I'll roll.
I got an 86.
It has a 2 success levels, so it succeeds. So it will gain 1 advantage for this side.
Yeah, so that's 2 success levels minus. Yeah, so
yeah, no success.
I can't make it, I'm afraid.
So you are on 1 advantage now. After spending that 4.
Yeah.
The creature has flailed round. I think it's probably caught you off guard, and you try to whack it, but it throws you off balance you were just aiming to finish it off with 1 final strike, but it does not happen. So I believe that is Henrik's go. Henrik's still at a distance with a sling in hand, is that right?
That is correct. And I think I've only had 1 success against my fear test.
Well remembered. I definitely would have forgotten that one.
I think I've had 1.
I think I remember you having 1, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to roll cool again. Oh, and that is many success levels. So.
Just so cool. Henrik is just like, I mean, it's just been.
It did take me about 4 turns.
You're just watching your allies hack at this thing and take bits of it off, and you're just like, maybe I'm not afraid. No, wait.
Maybe it's not that bad. Okay. Yeah, I will load up a sling.
Okay, you have a plus 20 to hit.
Okay, so that is a total of 71.
Look at us getting the rules right.
I rolled 72. What the hell?
Does one of the advantages let you just increase? No, it doesn't. It's
no. What if you
It
spend
does.
a
One
point?
success level.
And
oh,
You can move it 10.
if you spend
But
how
then
many?
that is, it's a point of fortune. But that
No, not fortune. Resilience. Sure. The one that's just come back, right?
fortune is the one that's just come back.
Oh, okay. Is that fortune?
Yeah, fate's the big one. Fortune's a spendy one.
There is the question of it's a big chunky thing. Do you need the extra advantage points to do damage? I'm not actually sure what your weapon does, so I don't know the answer to this. But
Do I need the what?
well, it has quite a big toughness bonus, which will mitigate the damage you do.
How does my advantage change that? Though?
So
The more
if you get
success
like
levels
a
you have, the
5
more damage you
success
do.
level attack, you get 5 extra damage. Whereas
Right.
if you're going to do that, it might. I don't know what the numbers are, but it might not be enough to damage it, or it might just. To be fair, you only need to just.
I've got like a 3/4 chance. Where is a fortune a reroll, or just to change it?
Either, depending on what you want.
I'm going to do a reroll because the way I see it, I have a 72% chance of getting a better roll.
Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead, sling it good.
99.
That's a bit better. That's 61, so that's 1 success level.
1 success level. Okay, what is your bonus damage? So with the
Sling is +6.
+6.
So it's a total of 7.
Okay. It bounces off the rippling muscles at exactly its toughness bonus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't let this thing get another go, guys. Come on.
Just hope it doesn't rebound into Ockery. That would be.
It does not seem to notice, even though you right like in the sternum, or more or less, it just bounced where the sternum would be on this just bodily mass of. I mean, it's now oozing all sorts of horrificness. So the stone I think the stone probably actually just kind of sinks in and then flops out again after a few seconds with some stuff. But you don't know if it was a meaningful hit. Gustav.
Right.
A quick roll to see if Gustav is recovered from his. I mean, the shocker, basically. Yeah, he's good. Okay, so he is going to. He's not going to try and get to melee. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Gustav wants to cast a spell at it either because of what it is and also because of what happened last time. So I think Gustav isn't going to attack this creature. He's instead going to. Wait. Let me. No, he is. He's going to throw a dagger. Because he does have that. Let's see how he does.
A dagger?
Yes. Oh, that's pretty good. 4 success levels. Yeah. And...
Oh, if he steals my kill, I'm going to...
I was going to say, if Ockery has to watch this dagger fly over and finish this thing off as he takes his final breaths, he's going to be furious.
It's 1. It does 1. 1 is all that was needed.
Oh my god.
He's going to get it.
Wow, what a guy.
The perfect throw of a dagger that goes sailing just past Kruger's shoulder. And,
in slow motion, there's a glint as it...
The creature's mouth is open and it just disappears inside this, there's kind of multiple mouths now and circular maws and things, but it goes right into the center of the one. It's like you can see the top of the head of Ferdinand way up there, and the mouth is bigger than the top of the head, and it goes all the way inside, disappears, and the creature stops wailing and stops making any movements and just twitches standing for maybe a few seconds, and you all kind of stand there ready to strike at it again, and it just falls backwards. And the rippling fat and muscle and mucus and ooze just kind of continues to move for a while. And you probably all watch it kind of ready to strike at it, should try and get up some more, but it does not. It just continues to writhe for probably several minutes if you continue to watch. The creature is dead. And Ockery is lying there, not in a good way. It's worth noting. Ockery, you're conscious. You can be speaking if you wish.
Are you still bleeding?
I've not got the bleeding condition. Whether or not I am bleeding is a different matter.
Like, is it? I mean, I don't know. Like, is he at any risk? Not of anything.
Technically, he is okay. He is
fine.
on the. It's just basically he had his one thing that was going to kill him, which was the terrible bleeding, because woundedness is like fatigue and exhaustion technically. So the bleeding that would kill you has been staunched, but you are just completely exhausted and drained. You will need physical help to move without someone healing you, which would be helping you recover.
Were there any more combatants?
There was
the cult. Oh, that's true. The cultist. If you look around, you will see the cultist who has now reached just about the cavern entrance and is kind of trying to stagger the feet, getting away.
Oi!
As soon as you yell "oi," they're going to turn around and go "Ugh," and start to shuffle out as quick as they can.
Can I
Can we secure the cultist?
Non-lethal sling shot?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
I was just like, can we walk over and grab him by the scruff of his
Well, Henrik gets the shot first.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, well, that would be my second option if this doesn't manage to kill him.
I rolled an 11, which is that still a critical on the system?
I was going to say it's a minus. No, it's 0. Oh, 11. Yeah, double. It is absolutely. A critical will allow you to have a good thing here, so you don't have to injure them, given you said you were doing non-lethal. What were you trying to do?
I was trying to. So, in Hollywood terms, I was trying to bonk them in the head, but that doesn't work in real life.
No,
so
that would be quite
probably
lethal.
just
Warhammer notably like real life.
Legs.
A blow on the shoulder, I think.
On the shoulder. Okay, cool.
I thought you
more
were
of a stun blow than a.
Just for the sake of interest, do roll me a critical, but we'll make it something non-lethal because you did get a critical.
Bonk on the toe.
31.
Okay, so that is.
But you need hit location.
Well, you said you wanted body, so I mean, I'm.
11 would be the hit location, right?
No, you reroll.
Not for crits.
Yeah, you slightly missed the shoulder and instead hit them in the back, basically, like right in the middle, just to the left of the spine. They go
never walking again.
They're not paralyzed. They fall to the ground and immediately go, okay, I'm not running.
I feel like it would be a bit mean to send Rinder after them, so I won't do that.
Give me an animal handling to make Rinder, or whatever the stat is, to make Rinder not go and chase the cultist, because Rinder is having a fantastic time.
Okay, I failed by two levels.
Rinder
he's got the zoomies. He is uncontrollable.
He's
just running rings around everything.
The cultist, I think, is on the floor, and Rinder is now like worrying their boot, and the cultist isn't immediately being injured, but is just like, please no, at the dog, who was already worrying him earlier, it's safe to say.
I will walk over and remove Rinder.
I love to imagine you just pick Rinder up, because Rinder is quite a small dog, and there's just like boot in mouth.
Yeah. Maybe the easier way to do it is to remove the boot from the cultist.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just take the boot. There you go. You can have the boot. Incredible.
Well, I'll be
how's Ockery?
Heading over to check on Ockery, and you all right? Gustav, can you do some more healing?
I like to imagine, like, Ockery, you're like there, just not really able to even lift your head up, and you're just like,
You took a really bad hit, Ockery.
Gustav, who's still like hitting his ears like this, although probably also looking quite like pleased with that knife throw. It's safe to say he hasn't mentioned it at all, but
I don't know if you know this, but like it looked really bad.
Oh my god.
I'm just checking the healing. Needs to be attended by someone with a heal skill. Is there any? There's no limit to the heal that I can read, although I would house rule that you can't have it too many times, so I'll probably do it twice now would be it. Once removed your bleeding, so I don't see a specific limit. So we'll do, this is effectively for your having been knocked out completely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go average, so plus 20 test. So that is a 1 success level success. You heal wounds equal to the success level, which is 1, plus your toughness bonus.
Ooh. That's my toughness bonus is 5, so that's 6.
Oh. Wait.
Oh.
No, sorry, that's the wrong one I'm reading. Then you just heal.
You die.
Intelligence bonus plus skill level?
That's what I can find.
Mm-hmm.
Note: a patient can only benefit from 1 heal roll
Thank
after
you.
each
That's
encounter.
right. Okay, yeah, so that is intelligence bonus, which is still 6, so you're fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, are we saying that an encounter is a session?
Did we give you?
No, but I think like critical injury healing. Is
Did we give
different
you
from
wounds back
regular
for the?
healing.
Yeah, did we give you wounds back for the last time?
I
Because
honestly
I wasn't
can't
sure
remember.
if it was just. I think it was just staunch the bleeding, wasn't it? Because you had a few wounds left because your bleeding was going to knock you dead, and he stopped the bleeding before you ran out of wounds. I think you had like 2 left.
I think
which
there
again
might
let us
be
stop.
some shenanigan thing, but I don't think he's had like a regular heal check.
He hasn't. I don't think you've had a wound restoring heal. No, I think you had a bleed stop.
I think was it that we got extra success levels on the first attempt, which did heal some wounds or something.
Which I think maybe sounds.
I think there was like an extra. I can't remember.
But I think rules lawyering. The wording is after each encounter.
Yes.
And so
excellent.
Heal rolls happening during encounters
count.
maybe shouldn't count.
Don't count. How's your hammering arm, Okri? Do you think
will I have a hammer again?
Do you think you'll be able to get back to work at some point?
It's safe to say your hammering arm is feeling quite weak right now. The as you are holding, you can't really grip it with your right arm.
Yeah.
The rest of you feels more or less okay, but you look down at the arm, it's a pretty bad way. You're definitely going to get some wicked scars.
I'll probably swap the as into my left hand and use it to lever myself up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gustav.
Be careful. Don't take any more hits like that, okay? Or preferably at all for at least a week.
I'd listen to him. He knows how to throw a dagger. He knows his
No getting hit for a week.
I'm not a doctor. He nods at you, Boniface, and just goes, yes, but I'm not getting it back. I like that dagger. I think he probably does walk over to the creature, which is still twitching.
Like poke around with my sword a bit and see.
I could wander over to Gustav and go, is it worth taking any parts, samples, or is that a bad idea?
No, don't touch it.
Right.
Who did it touch, by the way?
I turn around and look at Okri.
Obviously. Did it touch anyone else?
It got a hit on Sebastian, certainly. I mean, it hit me. Are you referring to corruption here?
No, well, this is just him talking to you in roleplay.
Right. Kruger definitely got hit previously.
Watch the wound. I'm sure it'll be fine, but if it starts to turn darker, talk to a physician. Particularly, you should be cautious of this, Okri. Hopefully, all will be well. Sebastian, that lad has already gone.
Yeah, I'll probably head to the exit and sort of look around, call his name.
How loud do you call his name? You don't immediately see him.
Oh, pretty loud, I think.
Yeah, okay, you'll see him. He's in the bushes nearby, and he kind of walks over again, like, oh, you, thank goodness. You all well?
Well, we're all alive.
Good. Oh, that creature was something else. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, you were brave, but don't. Yeah, you should perhaps keep your distance from things like that.
You're right. Save it for the professionals.
Looks at Okri.
Steve, do you want to make me a perception for Kruger?
Oh God. Yeah, I'll try. Right. Okay.
it's
So
it's a -10.
it's a -10 because I'm wearing a helmet.
And another no, it's also just a -10.
It's, oh God. Okay. Great. Well, that's me trying to roll under 4 then.
He knows. Go on, Johnny.
You can do
Am
it.
Am I still fatigued?
Yes, you will still be fatigued. Fatigue should have a thing on it that tells you specifically how it's removed. Probably a night's rest.
I rolled a 7. Can I?
You could.
Can I spend?
Yeah, you could. You
Spend
absolutely
your
could.
points.
I'll do that then, just for the hell of it.
Okay. It is the evening now. It's probably 10, 11 o'clock.
Did Gustav?
Wait. Let me describe. You, Steve, you kind of just glance up at the horizon and notice that there is a light on the horizon, not where the sun has set. A glowing on the horizon coming from the direction of Weissbrook.
Shit. Does it look fire-like? Is there smoke?
Yeah, there's definitely smoke now you notice it.
Look at Okri again.
Did Gustav take a hit?
No, he didn't take a hit.
He got spell sort of.
But
Yeah,
even that was
he dodged out. He dodged out of the way.
Something you can get corruption from. I dodged. Okay.
It is, but he's not talking about corruption. Boniface, I would also like you to roll me. There's like intuition-y things, aren't there? I need to get a character sheet.
There is indeed a skill called intuition.
Intuition, that'll be the one.
Which is something I'm very good at.
Flat.
Unfortunately, okay, I have to roll 2d10. I don't have my dice with me, so I'm trying to tell Google to.
Oh yeah, of course.
Roll things. I rolled 45, which isn't too bad actually. Is there a flat roll or
flat roll? Yeah.
Oh, I'm 3 off, which I'm fine with. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. You're not going to spend?
No.
Cool.
I'll turn to Okri and say, "Did you leave the forge on?"
I think Kruger, you're a little bit out of the cave, so you have to kind of move back a little bit. Everyone else is still inside on this. But Okri, you hear that?
So who can see the fire?
Kruger's the only one outside right now. Right. No, unless anyone else wants to go.
I will go, and I will look.
Upon Kruger saying that, everyone can go look.
Yeah.
Boniface, as you're leaving, it occurs to you that there's a whole lot of. I think everyone else is probably heading off. Actually, no. Everyone else is heading off. You and Vile are the last to head out, and Vile turns back and looks at this cave strewn with various items of whatever sort of magical inclinations, and looks around and goes, "We really shouldn't just leave this.
Burn it?
Yeah. Metals and all sorts. I don't think that'll work." Did you see anything else in that barn?
There's a skull. Talking skull. Alcohol, maybe.
I think Gustav's face goes visibly pale when you say talking skull.
It had blue flame right around it.
Yeah.
And its name was I would have it in my notes, but it was Karlak.
He will say to you, Catan.
Yep.
And then he will start running in the direction of the boat.
Of the boat?
In the direction of the barn.
The barn. Okay, I thought he was like.
Which, from here, as far as he knows, is back out of the cave, so he's coming towards everyone else.
Yeah.
Okri, Henrik, you can see the light in the sky, and Sebastian turns to look at it as well when Kruger points it out. It is unmistakably a fire, a big fire, a large amount of fire.
I'm glad we were nowhere near where that happened. Last thing I need to do is be blamed for something else.
Boniface, I'm going to let you roll that intuition again.
Okay. You know what?
This might have jogged your memory. No, it's fine. I'm honestly happy with you not succeeding. It's just this feels like it would have jogged your memory.
Yeah, I fail even more. Like so.
Love it.
But yeah.
I
will set off running in the direction of Icebrook.
So I'll happily jog with you.
So we've got the cultist, right? We're
whoever wants to have him by the scruff. Kruger probably you, because you came out first, so you can just be
Yeah,
casually
sure.
holding him by the scruff. He's not resisting. He's not a big guy. He's like 16-year-old.
I know what you think, but really, this was not my fault. I honestly did not know that they were going to.
This is why
they were
we're hurrying.
cultists. This is why we're running, jogging. Really, I really did try to not get involved, but I tried to leave even. But then I heard voices from the basement, and it wasn't good. I was nearly sacrificed. You were there, anyway.
Who was there?
you kind of saw that. Gustav Vile will go, I must, quick, just 30 seconds into the barn, please. And then he will dash into the front door.
I think we're already gone.
I'm not. If Gustav turns around,
he was running with you. He was running with you.
Yeah, but I'm not letting him out of my sight. I've not again. So
Boniface's current goal, I think, is to win the approval of his friends, which is always his goal. So basically, he's going to spend like the entire time while we wait at just making excuses for why he's not responsible for the cultists and judging your reactions to this.
What are people's reactions to this? Just I'd like to, just facial reactions, disbelieving.
I mean, I will definitely have said wizard business with a sort of stern.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, my reaction to Boniface is like, you're not even sure that Henrik is listening. He is, and he's filing all of this away for later when Vicebrook isn't on fire.
That is like 100%.
He's just not even looking at you.
The more you don't listen, the more insistently he will explain how it wasn't his fault.
Presumably,
no one is responding.
I can't imagine Okri is responding.
As for Vile, Henrik looks to the horizon, looks to Vile, looks to the horizon again, and ducks into the barn. But does say if this was an arson attack, they may be retrieving any amount of notes or artifacts or anything from the guard's house.
I know. This will take. He's looking around inside the barn now. This will take. There it is, and he'll dash towards. Now, if you're all coming into the barn, what you see is a human skull that has a kind of blue, almost fire-like, glowing essence to it, and is now floating about a foot above the surface of a rug. There is no one else in this room. Everyone else seems to have abandoned what looks like actually quite a nice kind of tavern interior inside this barn. Stuff is thrown about a bit. There's some chaos. But if you all go in, you see the skull. And you all hear the voice in your head. Well, the hero's return. Congratulations. You all know the skull is where this is coming from.
We can't hear each other's thoughts, can we?
No.
At this point, we're not all engaged in
No, you're not all engaged in a conversation.
Thing.
You may each, if you wish, respond independently. Unless you say, I'm assuming you are not responding.
I wouldn't know right now that I didn't engage with the talking skull at any point. I
looked directly at Boniface.
I knew that the talking skull was a bad idea immediately, and that was when I knew to leave.
Boniface, you saved the day, didn't you? Everyone hears that.
I do not. I'm not the same. I am not. I did not, and I'm not engaging with the talking skull. I know the talking skull is bad news.
I told you you'd be the one.
I did not listen to the talking skull. I didn't think the talking skull. I promise, I really didn't. I really tried not to talk to the skull.
At this point, Gustav Vile, assuming no one else has responded to it, which I kind of
Krug will be looking between
Yeah.
Gustav and the skull.
Mm-hmm. Gustav has dashed towards the skull while this has been going on and has grabbed his cloak up and is kind of moved to wrap over the cloak. However, the second he does that, he immediately goes, "Ah!" and jumps backwards like it was very hot. And the skull rises up a little further and with an intense glare, the voice changes completely. And somehow imperceptibly, you don't quite know how, because it's just a skull, but the expression on the face changes, maybe just how the jaw is set, and it turns towards each of you, notably, and then goes, "Good, you all arrived as planned." The mouth moves now, and sound actually comes from it, rather than appearing in your heads. "I'm glad to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. My name is Egrim. Please.
I need to check a note.
Please introduce yourselves."
I find it best not to talk to the skull. I don't know what you like. This is out loud.
"Katam is merely a vessel. I assure you, I am quite alive."
You're not. So you're not the skull. But you're talking
No,
through the skull.
I am many, many miles away. I have other business, but I was keen to speak with you. I was in Altdorf not too long ago. So may I know your names?
Surely, if you were so keen to meet us, you know them already.
Right you are, Henrik. Right you are. You have caught me. You have caught me. I just so wanted to hear you introduce yourselves. Ah, what a shame. I hope soon we will meet in person. I suppose I should let you go and save that little town of yours, but do you have anything you wish to ask of me first?
Suppose I wonder whether you are acquainted with the good town doctor.
No. I am sorry, but I'm not. I have heard there was interesting goings on, but that was nothing to do with me.
Are you a friend of the creatures that live under Altdorf?
They have no friends among any kind. I am rather upset that you have killed one of my friends tonight, though. But I suppose she should have been a bit more careful. I did warn her about you.
Well, I have to ask how we've come to your attention, whoever you may be.
Now that is a question. You see, have you noticed how many people there are in this world who just go about their lives being, never living, never acting, just shimmying off this mortal coil without doing anything meaningful, just dying worthlessly? But then there are some who stand out, some who make stories. Like you. You do that.
Again, glances around the room.
I think Vile, who has closed his eyes and is muttering something under his breath, is about to draw up his cloak again when the skull snaps towards him and then just vanishes in a sudden pop. And then Vile will go, He was too powerful for me. I'm sorry. He didn't do anything to us. I think he was just talking. I don't think he could have done anything through that.
Is there anything here that could be used to destroy the things down in the base, below the ground?
You look around. The barn itself is definitely flammable.
I'm asking Gustav if, like, he.
I think Gustav
has
is
any ideas.
Gustav is a little distracted and just looks around and goes, we could burn the place.
I'll get right on it. You guys can go. I'll catch up.
There is lots of alcohol to use.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start like throwing bottles.
You
like,
find
smashing bottles.
The first thing you find is a really nice Altdorf brandy. Maybe you decide to keep that.
No, I like Boniface is just like grabbing bottles and just like just smashing them, and like
Kruger will grab it. I think and
smashing other things.
It's like no,
anyone who wants a nice bottle of alcohol can grab one to go. Everyone also want Creature definitely have one.
If anyone else is not taking theirs,
I'd be taking
two.
Boniface is like literally into like we're in Boniface following instruction mode, which is burn place.
Boniface is while you're all kind of reflecting and grabbing a drink. Boniface has already started burning the place.
That's 100% true.
John.
I have it's in no way rules as written, but I think it fits for a dwarf. And it's also funny. If Okri downs the drink, can Jonny do a consume alcohol roll to see if he can get rid of his fatigued status?
Oh, fatigue is real bad though.
Obviously, if Jonny doesn't want to do it, don't let me tell you what to roll. It was just an idea.
You can have, because it's fun, I'm going to say yes, but if you fail, there will be bad consequences.
Well, we've never been in that situation.
That makes perfect sense, yeah.
Well, we have witnessed the results of doing an Okri previously, haven't we? So.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not call it that. Can we now make it so that doing an Okri is standing up, having been healed after having been battered and charged?
Yeah,
let's
ignore
what comes after that.
Out.
No. Up to that point, it's the second valiant charge that's doing an Okri.
Very specific kind of
very selective
editing put into these scenes, which is doing.
I'm rolling my consume alcohol now. I needed. Oh, right. So I needed 6. I would need 65, but I'm at -10 because I'm fatigued. So I would need 55. I got 54.
Oh, you know what I was going to give you if you failed? I was going to give you a body critical wound and do it on the lower end, so you get something like a gut blow or like I don't know. Gaping. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Arterial damage.
What?
Winded. Something from drinking. I mean, I don't know. Would have been fun, wouldn't it? The other rule isn't a rule either. So, but yeah, you can remove your fatigue condition based on the agreement, the devil's bargain we just took.
How long is a short? Isn't there like a short rest thing as well, which is like not being in combat for like 10 seconds?
That's D&D, isn't it?
It's just asleep.
All right, fine. Cool. Then, so like the barn is already on fire. Boniface has like a bag of other alcohol, which he's going to take.
Everyone make me a perception roll while you're. I'm assuming you're all dashing out the door of this, but you all have one chance at a perception to see.
Oh, right.
Is this what level is this? How many minuses do I have?
This will be a flat.
I
so
see
just to -10 then.
Okay. Henrik, I find 3 gold coins.
Pretty good.
I'll pocket those for later.
I failed. 81.
I failed.
Okay, no one else finds it. And the barn is burning. You better get out of here.
I'm gonna.
Oh, you know what? I'm
do a similar thing down in the basement. So, but I'm happy for people to go and I'll catch up.
I think so. As before we part, if Boniface is doing more stuff downstairs, Kruger will sort of slap him on the back and say, "Chosen one, eh?"
What?
And then walk off. The skull.
I guess. I don't like talking to skulls. I say like chucking out, like smashing bottles of alcohol into a strange cellar.
Okay. Boniface being momentarily left alone in the cellar. It's worth saying it's like a stone. Well, no, it'll be kind of a wood stone cellar, so some of it can burn, but you're not certain.
It's not perfect. But it's the best I can do. Also, Boniface is, I think, the best athletic scorer in the group, so he can probably catch up.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah. Make me athletics now for Boniface. Just
I've got 50-50
to escape the fire.
No, to see how quickly you can burn it.
I failed. I got 78 so I failed by 2 success levels.
Yeah, it's going to take you a little while. So you'll be out of it for a wee bit, burning stuff down.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. That's Doc's body work.
Gustav, Weil, Okri, Kruger, Henrik, and Sebastian will all dash back in the direction of Weisbrook, I assume. Does anyone want to do anything or say anything on the way, or are you all just...
No, but I hope someone observes the irony of, like, we're going to stop one fire by setting another one.
Mm-hmm. At least the bar's isolated.
Yeah, at least it's not like in a wood or something.
Just forest fire. Boniface comes running back. Oh gosh. Okay. You crest the hill and start coming down the slope, and in the night fire, you can see there is a fair amount of fire in Weisbrook. A number of buildings are burning, and as you get closer, you can hear yells and generally the sounds of chaos, and you even hear the clashing of a blade. So something is going on. Anyone? Nope, still going.
I will say, head for the guardhouse.
Yeah, I was going to make some comment about, place your bets on whether it's the guardhouse or the whole town.
Okri, you can't help but look, obviously, glance at your smithy. It is not burning. Your smithy seems to be untouched. It's a little bit further out of town. The fire seems more or less in the center, but there is a building burning fairly near it, and silhouetted in front of the building, you can see a large ogre-shaped individual who seems to be flailing about with what looks like a log or something at something small.
You're on mute.
Well, I guess I'd better go over there then.
Have you got insurance?
I'll if everybody's like,
Body
I'm not going to
fast.
try and get everybody to come this way, but I'm going to let them know where I'm going. Looks like Turg might be fighting somebody. And I'll start like hobbling my way over.
To be fair, your legs are fine. But yeah.
I more mean in terms of like tiredness, kind of hobbling rather than like,
It's like,
I will look to Kruger and say, I need to go to the guardhouse.
Sebastian will go. I'll go with you, Henrik.
Is the guardhouse on the way to Sam?
They're not that far apart. They're 200 meters apart. You can get between one and the other in a minute, if that. But
so Gustav is with us.
yes, Gustav is sticking with you, Kruger, wherever you go. He hasn't offered an opinion on this.
he hasn't heard where any of us are going.
Gustav's gone. He's gone off himself. Yeah.
This is awkward because I can't. Henrik, are you going to be okay at the guardhouse? What do you need?
I mean, you'd hope it was the safest place here.
I'll be fine.
While this
Go to
conversation is going on, you hear Turg just going.
Come on then, Okri. I'll meet you at the guardhouse once I'm done with whatever's going on at Okri's place.
Okay, splitting up.
Which way is Vile going?
Vile sticking with Kruger.
Right.
Let's do Okri, Kruger, and Vile first. So you dash off kind of along the edge of town towards the waterfront, and within 30 seconds, you are close enough to Turg, and to see that Turg is fighting one of those demons. This one is larger than the other ones and is pink, and has even more limbs and even more eyes. And is cackling maniacally between screaming. It's horrific thing that it screams. And it seems to be, it's fair to say, toying with Turg. Turg like swings this like effectively tree trunk that they've got, and the pink thing just evaporates. and then reappears behind Turg, and then just kind of like fires like a bolt of flame into the back of them, and Turg is just like, "Argh!" It's not nice.
Poor Turg.
And then Turg flails around and doesn't succeed at hitting the thing again. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go try and help Turg.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, I don't know, maybe try and sneak up on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm not sure, not to give the GM ideas, but I'm not sure that Turg, if Turg sees me, will be able to not give away my position. But
we'll see. You might have to stealth both of them.
I think Kruger's going to ask Okri, have you got any ranged weapons?
That's a good question. No.
I love the idea of Okri going in a bag now. She's like,
A dagger that I suppose I could throw, but
Well, you just have to wait for the ideal moment.
do 1 damage, finish it. Yeah. I'm not bitter. Neither's Kruger, I'm sure.
Gustav will say, I will wait here. As soon as you engage the thing, I will try and force it out of this reality, as I was doing before. But it will know I'm here as soon as I do.
Okay, so we can try and keep it distracted then. Keep it busy.
Yes, if you can. If it's any consolation, the big one there seems to be doing a good job of distracting it.
Right.
Is it time for a stealth roll?
Yeah, my stealth, I think. Oh, this would be urban, right?
This would be urban, yes.
Good.
I'm going to give you a plus 20 because Turg is loud and boisterous and distracting.
And the city's on fire.
And the city's on fire. Yeah, that's a fair point.
No.
Did you try
the
the roll,
simple
Steve?
way of...
I haven't tried the roll yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering whether it would be better just to charge in and let one person stealth in, but clearly that hasn't happened. I'll try the roll. Go on.
Yeah, go on. This will affect the playing out of.
Sure. What was the
plus 20 for stealth urban?
Oh, I don't have stealth urban.
Mm-hmm. What's
Well,
stealth
I have
urban
stealth
on?
urban.
Yeah.
So I need to get. Oh no, it's
Stealth
Could be
urban
a
is
flat dex roll or
agility.
something. Yeah, agility. Yeah.
I've got stealth, but it's an agility skill. I have -10 because of my bruised ribs.
Yeah.
So...
Or bruised ribs. They call them bruised ribs.
But I roll a 5.
Ooh, that's a crit. 1 to 5. You know what? I'm going to be nice and say your crit makes up for Okri's fail. You effectively, Okri is like sneaking forward, and basically there's like a discarded bottle on the ground that Okri is about to just kick accidentally, and Kruger will just hand on shoulder and carefully move to the side. And effectively, you're kind of just staying alongside behind some barrels on a building nearby your forge, as the creature is effectively facing you on the far side of Turg, with Turg also facing you. Turg swings around to hit it, and you're watching what's happened. It basically vaporizes in air from where it is and appears behind Turg, facing away from you. At that moment, they're both facing away from you. You can run at them. So it is behind Turg, nearer you, both of them facing away.
Cool.
You can both charge. It is surprise.
Great.
And now we're going to need combat up. Although, because it's surprise and you're going to get combat rounds, let's just see how this plays out before we actually get combat up, because you might get lucky. They're not super tough.
Okay. I rolled 39 and I have melee basic of 50. So that's 2 success levels, right? Just a scraping of 2.
Yep. And because you're charging at it from behind, I'm going to give you a +2. So 4 success levels.
Am I rolling as well at the same time?
Yeah, go on. We'll see how much damage we get in total. So give me your damage roll, and then I'll do for each of you on the roll to see if the cool thing happens.
Well, I rolled a 35 under my standard two-hand melee of 60, and you said plus. What was it? Plus?
+2. So +2.
Okay. So that's 5 success level. Well, yeah. Yes, because it's surprise, isn't it? So it's not. It's not an opposed.
Yes,
So that would be
exactly.
5
That's why I'm
success.
giving you the +20 because that's kind of for the bonus for being having its back turned. Otherwise, having it flat sometimes actually bad because they screw up. So that's why you can need to counter that.
So I've got 4 plus strength bonus 4 is 8 plus 4 is 12 plus my resolute is add level of resolute to strength bonus when you charge, which is 1, so 13.
Damn, that's a lot of damage you do. No crits in any of those, though, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll first of all to see. So you do, yes, you're as just whack straight into the creature just as it starts to whip round, basically hitting the side of its globular body head thing. This one's about the size of you, and you just kind of sideways whack into it as you're also bull rushing with your shield. And it's safe to say you've caught it completely unaware. Its eyes, it almost has a comical eyes widening with its many eyes at you in a split second while it's still screaming horrificness at you. That is going to be... Sorry, 1 second. There we go. Why do I not have wounds written down? That's not helpful. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Sorry, folks. Almost done. You did 13 there, right? Very nice.
I did, yes.
It is pummeled sideways in a shriek of fury, and your axe kind of strikes slightly sideways and doesn't cut into the creature, but it does thoroughly feel that damage.
That sucks.
Bonus is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is. Sorry.
Many points.
Okay, that's it. It's that. Cool.
It is that indeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Kruger, how much damage? No.
I also did 13 points of damage.
Kruger, you don't know whether it's because the creature is now looking at you or because of some other ethereal force, but your sword just does not hit anything.
Wow.
It goes right
Absolute
through
wow.
the creature. In fact, you almost hit Okri next to you with it. You have to,
you know the death blow mechanic.
Your sword. What you actually end up turning the sword upwards, so it goes over Okri's head.
Okri, you can take 13 wounds, right?
That would be a real meme mechanic, wouldn't it? Where it just
Wow.
and has that Simmer in there. So that is. It doesn't gain advantage for that, but you have one advantage for a successful attack because the one where it goes right through does not count as a successful attack. So we are going to need an initiative. So that is initiative for Turg as well. Initiative for Turg is 28. What?
Justin has found the secret Mac responding to.
Yeah, no, I do know this. This is a bane of all my work meetings.
No.
I forgot. I didn't know I could do this other thing with the thumb up.
You can.
I don't know how that appeared. Well, I could, but I'm not going.
Does it work for more sort of?
What we do find is that this is a very big side, but in a client meeting, when you have a tense client meeting and someone accidentally triggers it, it really does help diffuse the situation. Everyone really edges down. It's pretty
amazing.
So
Can anyone tell me where 28 sits?
Below or above Kruger? But yeah, below or above Kruger.
Initiative. I'm 24 initiative.
Okay, so Okri, what's yours?
It's just 25. Isn't it? 25, yeah.
25. Okay, so between Gustav and Okri then.
Cool. Let me just put that in.
Cool. So...
Is T-U-R-G?
Yes, T-U-R-G. I could give you the full name, but that probably wouldn't fit so easily.
It's Turg Rockbiter, isn't it?
Turgorglish Rockbiter.
Ah.
So the horrific pink creature will scream almost deafeningly at the two of you close by. You don't, because you're practiced in combat, but it's almost at the point where you would want to let go and put your hands on your ears. It hurts, the volume of this. And then it's going to try and do two things. First of all, it's going to try and that is a 9. It vanishes instantly from in front of you. It is just gone. Before you have time to react, the screaming sound comes from behind you, and before your heads can even turn, it will fail at its attack, which is good for you. So it mutters words of, they don't sound like words at all to you. They sound like horrific curses of some sort, but nothing happens, and the creature resumes its incessant chanting, basically loud chanting. It is now a charge range away from you again. It's now like maybe 20 feet behind you, quite close to Gustav, as it turns out. And it's Gustav's go. Gustav is going to poke at it, close his eye, point at it, poke at it, point at it, close his eyes, and attempt, and he succeeds. So the creature, the second Gustav starts muttering, not that you can maybe hear it over the creature, it will immediately jump and turn towards him and rasp at him with its claws. But before that happens, he, 1, 2, 3, does not quite remove the thing. You can see almost like it starts to lose its... As you're staring at it, it starts to almost like disappear a bit. It starts to go a bit transparent, and you can actually see Gustav through the thing for a while, and flicker and waver like that. So whatever Gustav's doing to it, presumably is good. It's almost at this point you realize that these things, you kind of knew that they shouldn't be, but it's at this point you realize that they don't actually exist in a sense of they're not of this world at all. It's like they're like as much in your mind as they are really here, in a sense, which is a strange sort of feeling to have. Now that is Turg. Turg will just go and then just launch themselves at this creature that has been infuriating them, and roll very well. That's. Oh wait, no, we've got to roll the thing to see if it does actually. Yes, it does. So, thank you. It does hit. It does not go through. So Turg's it's just a tree trunk. It's huge. Just goes like that, completely covering the place where this creature was. And then I think Turg, having seen the mischief that this thing does, slowly lifts the tree, and there's nothing there. Nothing whatsoever where the creature was. And Turg will just sit down and go, oh. And then maybe look at Okri and go, oh, Master Okri, you okay?
That's relative, Turg, I suppose. I'm fine. Are you?
I think, Turg's sort of an affectionate sort, and we'll just kind of reach out and lean over and pull you in a bit and just go, oh, looks bad, boss.
I'll wince.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I'll have a look at my arm and make sure it hasn't reopened anything.
It's fine. Turg will just go, you need some good food, boss. You'll be better. Nah, I think I heard. Right. I think I saw another one of them things over there. Pointing towards the middle of town.
Is that towards the guard house?
Vaguely.
Is this one actually gone now, or is it still?
Vile will go, yes, it's gone. They, as you may have guessed, they aren't of this world, and sometimes that provides them with an advantage. However, that time it seems it did not. And Turg, was it? You crushed it. It won't return until something brings it back.
I'll pat Turg on the back and also pull back out the bottle that I half drunk and hand it to Turg.
The Turg grabs the bottle. And then we'll go. Shame it's not a cask. Thanks. And we'll just throw a shoulder.
Tomorrow.
Definitely after this night. Come on then. And we'll start shuffling towards town with presumably everyone following.
Yep.
Would this be a time where Boniface might rock up?
I was just about to say, Boniface, which way do you go first of all? When you kind of
Well, if it sounded like on the way into town that this scene was visible.
Yeah, I think this probably was.
So I probably
visible.
would see the gang fighting them and rock up after that's been done.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, you can join now. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Boniface shows up.
Where's Henrik?
He's over at the guardhouse. We saw Turg was fighting one of those things, so went to help.
Right. Are we all ready to go? Are we all okay?
As we can be, I guess.
Turg is kind of walking in that direction with folks following.
Then let's do it.
So
Let's set off.
Mm-hmm. As you walk, you see there's not like the whole town's aflame. There's the odd building that seems to be on fire. Actually, people are like running to the canal and throwing water on the buildings. You know, it's not like everyone's dead or something. But certainly other people are like hiding, and some people are running around sort of in panic. There's a fair amount of screams coming from the direction that Henrik ran to. I think now might be the time to switch to Henrik. Henrik and Sebastian, you went towards the guardhouse. So there's more. The town is more aflame in this direction, and as you turn a corner towards kind of the central square sort of thing with the guardhouse on one side of it, you see kind of the market stalls have been burned, and around the guardhouse you see a group of what looks like 4 or 5 individuals, and they are human sized. And as you run up, you're hopeful that maybe this is the guards. There's something going on there, but as you get closer, you see they are not guards at all. They are shaped not like humans should be. One of them has a tentacle coming off where its arm should be. One of their head seems to be a flame. One of them has like giant clawed feet. They certainly look like abominations in every way you would describe them. You certainly don't remember them being here before. And standing facing them in the middle of the square is that Bretonnian knight that you saw earlier, holding his shining blade. His squire, like apparently dead nearby. He looks like he's about to face them down.
So are these guys dressed as guards, you said?
No, these are not. I said Henrik thought they might be the guards, but they appear not to be.
Okay, so it's not like in the exact same clothes the guard are wearing, there is now weird corrupted.
No,
I was wondering exactly the same thing. Yeah.
You hope not. You can't. To be honest, it's not easy to tell.
Let's charge in and join them.
This is Henrik first. Henrik and Sebastian are here first of all.
I think 5 abominations against this knight son squire seems like quite bad odds.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone could do it, maybe he could.
I think as you're watching, he probably goes "Ah!" and actually just starts like running towards them.
I will sort of take a flank position and start. I'm going to throw a sling of a rock in.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't hit, to act as like distraction fire.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. Make me that roll, and I'm also going to roll for something myself. Mm-hmm. What?
Oh, god damn it! Is it a straight roll?
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's a group of them, so it's not harder, but it's also a fair distance, and it's night, so it's not easy.
But they are lit by fire.
That doesn't make it that easy.
It doesn't make it. It doesn't make it as hard as shooting at them in the pitch blackness.
No, that would be lots of negative.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a bit negative because it's dark in a town at a reasonable distance, and it's a bit positive because there's 5 of them.
Well, I failed anyway.
Okay. Yeah, you don't. It pings off nearby on the building. Suddenly, there is a pop next to you, and a large, round, pink demon, just as described earlier, stands just 1 foot to your right, screaming horrific, corrupted spittle in your direction. I think we'll end it there.
Great. That's fine.
It's all right. You've got Sebastian. What could go wrong?
Yeah. He's totally trustworthy, and I'm not in any way suspicious about the aims of his family.
I mean, he seems cool. His family.
Yeah, he seems really cool. The way
I
he
just
walked
instructed-
in, got hit, and ran away.
He was told to run away.
He was being
I told him to run
brave, to
away.
be fair.
He was getting hit.
I was quite impressed with Sebastian. I mean, not quite Ockery levels of bravery, but it's pretty good.
I just didn't want like another, high-ranking person
Oh,
in
by
this
the way,
in this town being killed under our near us. It's just not.
I should acknowledge this right now because I realized we did get a bit. Things ran away with us a bit. There were 8 of the 9 people who were in that circle who were kind of bound up and stuff. You did save them. They are outside of the cave. They were not
good.
burned in the cave, which Boniface burned.
Are we sure
I
of
think
that?
that's Justin's choice.
I don't
really.
remember the instructions. Don't burn the hostages.
Unless otherwise, I think we can say that safely. We got a bit carried away.
I think
with all
that's
the things
fair.
going
I think
on,
that's
so,
fair.
but they're probably making their way back to town slowly and won't rush back at this point. Safe to say.
Yeah, fair. Like,
oh gosh, cool. That was a fun session. I really enjoyed playing Air Group in that. That was super fun. I'm looking forward to more of him. Cool. Do we have any comments or questions, or from players?
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
Ockery's not
wow.
dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ockery's not dead. Are we going to have a chance to catch our breath at any point, or are we just going to slam combat after combat until Ockery dies?
Might be the latter. We'll see.
Running
I promise
the
there will
gauntlet.
not be infinitely more combat. Yeah,
I feel like the heart rate graph would be very similar to a day in a theme park.
Mm-hmm. Look, I gave you like 5 sessions of barely getting combat. You can't complain having 5 sessions with nothing but combat,
I
surely.
thought you were
Look,
going to say, I gave you like 5 seconds of no combat.
Look, there are 10 buses on this timetable. What does it matter if they all come within the last 10% of the
Yeah, it basically is that, isn't it? Yeah.
We had a couple of suggestions for
Steve.
what the
Funeral.
term for a
Funeral.
person being buried is.
Some funeral beneficiaries. Love it. Is it a benefit? Burialese from John.
Burialese is the language that funeral undertakers use.
Yeah.
And I also had Ockery's
He was a good dwarf, a fine craftsman, and a somewhat adequate business owner. This is on the gravestone, is it?
Yeah.
with a little star at the end saying, "This may be disputed."
Well, you've always got to say nice things about the dead, right?
It's true.
Sure. I love the idea that this is a like actively exaggerating. The best exaggeration we could do was somewhat adequate business owner.
Kind of lucky to have somewhat adequate in there. I was thinking good dwarf, fine craftsman, and a business owner.
Business owner.
Yeah.
Like,
State fact: did own a business for a time.
Owned a business right up until the point of death.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go bankrupt until after his untimely demise, which is the correct way round any business owner wants their business to go bankrupt.
Can't be related to his living. In fact, it looks like his living was keeping the business going, in, to be honest.
You could go with the Troy McClure thing of like, no, it's supposed to say, so me. What? Adequate business owner?
Very good.
that did take me a second.
Henrik, the great ratting detective. Yeah, I know.
And I mostly shared this for Nightbite's follow-up,
It's better than a rattling detective, I suppose. Yeah, fair.
which is a character I want to see.
Oh, the interpersonal discomfort between Henrik and a rattling detective.
And a rattling detective, yeah, an actual. Henrik should be glad there aren't those beings in this world, I suppose. Are they good Skaven? No, there aren't. That's an easy one.
They're good at being Skaven.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Are they good at being Skaven?
Given the fact that, like, I mean, completely pulling the wool back. In Warhammer lore, there's meant to be, like, more Skaven than anything else, any other species. In fact, almost combined, there's meant to be so many of them that if they actually united, they could just rule the world really easily. But they're so incompetent at aligning with each other because they always backstab each other. They will always backstab each other. So they can't ever succeed, really, in any significant way. So is that, I mean, I'd argue they're not very good at being Skaven. I mean, unless, I guess, backstabbing is Skaven, but yeah. Anyway. That's
interesting.
Cool. I think that's us then. So thank you very much, folks. That was a very fun session. We'll be back for more Warhammer in 2 weeks' time, I believe. We'll double check. But yeah, check the Discord for updates on that sort of thing. Also, check out all the other stuff we do at Telling Tales. So Wednesday this week, we are going to be restarting Warhammer, which Matt is running. On next Monday is going to be Simbarum. I said, did you say Warhammer? I said Warhammer. We're restarting Warhammer. It's ending and then it's restarting. Restarting Simbarum, which Matt is running. Thank you. Next Monday is going to be Jack running We Deal and Lead, and then the following Thursday will be me running Wicked Ones. Then return the following Monday for Warhammer. I'm just giving you a full 2 weeks there. Yeah, and check out all of our stuff on YouTube, etc. Social media below. And thank you to patrons. That's everything. See you then, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.